programs vary so widely across the industry. I think most of the time when people are talking about bookish influencer programs, they're talking about sort of monthly sends where there's like a selected group that a certain imprint is reaching out to on a regular basis, where they're offering their new releases, they're, sending specific books in specific packages to really, get them out to the creator communities. I think there's also the sort of one-off campaigns where people are reached out to and, they work on one title with one marketer one time. There's always those as well.
Mhm.
I think the programs are very different based on what imprint, you're working with and what publisher you're working with. Even within Penguin Random House, there are widely different programs. So I know that there are different, sort of uh, criteria that are needed for each program to be sort of accepted. But I think we're sort of moving away from, strict programs in general across the industry. I think it's becoming more of we just want to reach the creator community at large, and it feels a little bit less shut down, and I think we're moving in that direction where it'll be a little bit more of a wide send, a little bit more. We just want to get the word out about the books. Like that's the goal. We don't want to make it, so restrictive. It's all about getting the buzz out, making sure that that these books are coming out and getting the books to the right readers. So that's hopefully where we're headed. I think I can see it starting to get there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how you kind of think about like tracking that and figure out what type of influencers you like want to work with because again, even social media has changed so much now. It's like
Yeah.
you could have let's say 300 followers, but you could have something that goes viral just because again, what we're talking about, like being the most personal thing you can do kind of gets to the zeitgeist of everybody else. Is like, oh, I was thinking like that. So you could have a
Mhm.
small reel that goes, I mean, a small account that has a huge reel, or you can have bigger accounts that have like, they have good size, but they haven't had a viral reel in a while. So I'll just interested in how that kind of how you all kind of think about that, or like you said, how you are evolving and thinking there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think there was a time a few years ago where we were only looking at, follower numbers. We're only looking at engagement rates. We're only looking at these very specific things to try and quantify it. And I think nowadays we're really looking for quality of engagement. I think you sort of hit the nail on the head. You can have 2,000 followers, but if all 2,000 of those followers are really engaged in your content, that means that, we as the publisher are going to potentially really reach 2,000 right readers for this book if we've done that sort of lineup with that creator correctly, as opposed to an account that has 20,000 followers, but not as many people are engaged within that 20,000, So I think the quality over quantity is definitely where we're focusing more now and where we're headed as an industry. And in my, experience, at least, we really want to make sure that who we're reaching is the right reader for the right book. We're not just trying to hit a certain kind of crazy number. And virality, it comes and goes so quickly nowadays. Like you said, you can have one random video go off and then nothing else. And you can have consistently a bunch of videos go viral, but like how much are you actually reaching those people who are viewing that video, So I think the quality of the engagement is really what people are looking for now. And the specific readers that we're reaching out to who are creators who have those also specific readers in their follower group is what's the most important. Again, to make sure we're getting the right book to the right readers. Our Penguin Random House's whole motto, which I love, is there's a book for everyone.
Mm.
And I think that's the key is that there is a book for everyone, but is it the right book? We want to make sure you're reading what you want to read and not just picking something up because you saw it go viral and it's not actually the book you wanted to pick up.
Yeah.
We want to make sure you're enjoying the book. It's not just a book.
Yeah, I love that model. And then kind of last point on the influencers, because I know a lot of people that listen to this podcast are content creators in the book space. Like if someone was like coming to you for like a campaign or how do you guys kind of think about the success of these programs? Like when it comes to like especially when you talk about social media, like the success of a book, like how do you kind of think about that when you're working with different influencers or content creators in the space?
Yeah, yeah. Again, I think each program and each sort of imprint, it varies widely. There are lots of tools that are, out there nowadays where people can sort of upload their content and we can track what the, performance looks like. So some people do that depending on the team.
Mhm.
But I will say again, I really think it's the quality. It's really seeing like how excited people are getting. Like, did someone comment on that post? Like, went out and bought this because of this post? Like, we're really looking at like the people who are super excited and really engaged and very aligned with what the goal of that campaign is, which is to get that booked again to the right reader. So it really feels like, numbers are never not going to be important, but it really feels like the quality of the engagement and who the consumers are that we're reaching through these campaigns is the main goal nowadays.
If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you head over to www.bookupapp.com to download our app so you can connect with your favorite bookish content creators, start conversations, and start your own book club.